she just lets out another shriek. And then I hear an explosion. So it splattered all over Grace and me, the seat, everywhere.
Hey everyone, I'm Grace and Grace. This is Katie Grace.
Yes, and we are here today with story time.
Oh my goodness, that is one of the embarrassing, exciting, fabulous, wonderful story.
Yes, this is probably like the second most embarrassing story of my entire life. This story takes place on an airplane with our 6-month-old baby. This took place in March. It's now November, so
Christmas is
a while ago.
coming.
Anyway, of March of 2022, and we were traveling. I'm gonna set the scene, and then Gresham is gonna start telling the story. Okay?
Okay.
We were taking a plane from Kathmandu to Germany with our baby. It was our first time traveling, like a big international flight with just as a couple. Yeah, and then we were also taking our baby for the first time on a plane.
Yes.
Stressful. But she was 6 months old. We had a 5-hour flight from here to Doha in Qatar, and then a 6-hour flight from there to Germany, and like a 3-hour layover in Qatar. So anyway, the 5-hour flight is where this story takes place.
Lyna was just 6 months, so she was just growing process. She didn't like the overcrowd. We had to go through security thing. She was screaming. She was.
It was like a night flight, so it was already past her bedtime. She was already confused as to what was going on, and it was 2 separate security lines, so the men go through one line, women go through another line. So I was carrying Lyna. Gresham had all of our stuff, so I went through the line with Lyna, and it was fine. And then I got to the other side, and she just went ballistic, just freaked out, and she cried a lot as a baby. So
that was not shocking for us, but for them it was.
For everyone around us, they were freaking out. And one thing in Nepal is that when people see a baby crying, they just automatically assume that the mom needs to feed the baby.
Feed the baby.
Yeah.
Maybe she's hungry.
That was really hard for me when I was a new mom, was because I would have just fed her and they'd be like, oh, your baby's hungry. And so I went through security, and one security guard was standing there, right next to me as Lyna's freaking out, and he's like, you need to feed your baby. And I was just like, the Gresham was coming through the line with all of our stuff.
I wanted to go, and one man stopped me, but Lyna was screaming over there, completely opposite side. And so I said I need to go because my baby is crying, and so I had all the stuff, so I had to go through that, and they let me go through that. So it was not super hard security.
It just took a long time. So I was waiting for 15 minutes while Lyna's screaming her head off, and I'm trying to feed her, trying to rock her, nothing's working. And so finally Gresham comes, and we finally went inside the waiting area, the terminal. The airport's not big in Kathmandu, so we finally went inside where everyone's waiting for their flight, and finally Gresham took Lyna, and finally he put her in the carrier and rocked her to sleep. I think we don't really have any videos of this entire event.
Maybe you have one photos when you took.
I checked my phone. I have one picture which I'll insert here. It's of after you got Lyna to sleep before we got on the plane.
Okay.
This isn't even the embarrassing part of the story. This was mild compared to what's coming.
Finally, Lyna, I was carrying the carrier, and I was rocking Lyna, and so everything was coming down. Everything's going pretty okay, but then that freaking speaker on that airport and said, flight number 056, please proceed to boarding pass. Yeah, something like that, all the time with loud voice. So it was really hard for me to keep Lyna sleep or be quiet.
By the time it came to board the plane, I think at that point I was carrying Lyna in the carrier. And so we get on the plane, and Lyna was asleep at this point, and it was nighttime. So we were both thinking maybe Lyna just will sleep the whole flight because she thinks it's nighttime. So we get on the plane, and we're sitting down, and on Qatar Airways flights you can get a bassinet seat for if you have a baby, and they can sleep in a nice bassinet. But in that flight it was a full flight, and all the bassinet seats were taken already. So we were just crammed in this little window seat situation with our baby. But anyway, and we were in a section where there was 25 other babies, and when we first got on the flight, all the other babies were screaming their heads off. And so Gresham and I were oh, everything's fine. Lyna's sleeping, we're the cool parents. And
That's
then-
not true, honey.
I'm like sweating just thinking about this story. Okay, so we take off. Lyna's still sleeping. Everything's good, and then they serve the food.
Yes, the Miss Air Hostess. We call Air Hostess. I don't know.
We call flight attendant. in
Flight
US.
attendants weird. Like, yeah, they came and they said, "Hello, sir and madam. Would you like to have something? The chicken biryani."
If you ever fly with Qatar and they offer you chicken biryani, get it because it is very, very good.
Pretty okay. Not super
It's
good,
airplane
but
food.
yeah, it's pretty okay.
It's good.
So after that, they said, "Would you like to have some drink, please?" The mango juice, apple juice, the orange juice, everything. And I love mango juice because in Nepal, mango juice is best. So I said, "Can I have a mango juice, please?" And they gave me super, super thick.
This is very important to the story.
Yes. Thick, dark yellow mango juice. I have never seen that kinds of thing. Never had that kinds of, what you call that, mango juice
Yeah.
in my entire life. And that was my first experience and I said, wow, thicky. Wow, so like, maybe it's gonna taste good, but the taste was
Okay.
terrible.
Anyway, so he got really thick mango juice, and right as they like set our food down, so we have our trays down, the food is there, everyone around us is eating, Lyna's still sleeping. Right as I go to take my first bite of food, Lyna wakes up all of a sudden, like bolt upright in the carrier, and just starts screaming. This is not like your normal, wee, wee. It was just like right off the bat, bloody murder, bone-chilling scream. Just like, it sent shivers down your spine. Everyone on the plane is like straining out of their seats to see like who is that, what's going on. Lyna's just moving around, flailing her arms, trying to get out of the carrier, and there's like no room because I have this hot food right in front of me. So Gresham's like yelling for the flight attendant to come back and ask her if she can take away our food so we can deal with Lyna, and she's like willing to do everything possible to help make Lyna be quiet.
Yeah, let me tell you, the Qatar Airlines, that flight attendants, whoever, air hostess, they're the best. I give 10 on 10. Like, not 10 on 10, 9.5 on 10.
He never gives 9.5. He's very critical.
This is the twist. This is the twist.
The plot twist.
Yeah.
The flight attendant was coming to take away our food away, and in that process of her taking away the food,
Uh,
the mango
yes.
juice spilled.
spilled and everywhere that yellow mango juice, thick, dark, and I felt, oh my goodness, like everywhere. And that time we found something.
Yeah, so we're covered in mango juice. It didn't like fall, it splattered. So it splattered all over Grace and me, the seat, everywhere. Thick yellow mango juice all over us. And that same exact moment, Lyna, she just lets out another shriek. And then I hear an explosion coming out of her butt. And then I feel the diarrhea. And then I see the diarrhea all over us. It is everywhere. And it is the exact same color and consistency as the mango juice.
Only smell was different.
Yes. So Chris and Len and I are all covered in bright yellow, orange, thick stuff. And we don't know what's mango juice and what's poop. And Lyna is still screaming her head off. And so finally the flight attendant clears our trays. We put the trays up. I'm like screaming at Gus. I'm like, because he had put it above us. And so he like grabs the diaper bag, and then, I'm just thinking we have to get to a bathroom. But the unfortunate thing was that the only bathroom that had a changing table was all the way in the back of the plane. We were all the way in the front of the plane, and it was a very big plane. And so we had to walk, me, Grace, and Lyna, covered in poop and mango juice, with Lyna shrieking her head off all the way to the back of the plane. Everybody was staring at us. Most people are very kind and considerate, but some people were getting these dirty looks. I just remember feeling so hot and flushed and red and just like sweaty and anyway. How did you feel in that moment?
That was a great moment. Obviously, I was carrying the poop, diaper, everything, bags, and walking all, 1 kilometer from front row to back row. And so Lyna and Katie went inside the bathroom and I was outside carrying all the diapers back, all of that poopy thing. So yeah, everybody was passing through me,
Yeah.
looking at me.
Well, because the bathroom is so small, so like, I mean, only one of us could go inside with Lyna, and the changing table on those airplanes is, you know, like this big, and you have this flailing poop-covered baby, and so Gresham just stood outside, and I was handing him like all of her poopy clothes, poopy diaper, and he was putting it on a plastic bag, and oh, it was terrible. I finally got Lyna to sleep in the back of the plane, but my clothes were still, like, there was poop all over my pants, so I just, like, wiped it down with a wet wipe, and, I mean, I had a change of clothes with me, but, Lyna was asleep, and the thought of, like, trying to hand her off to Gresham and potentially wake her up again and have to go through the whole scenario again was not an option. So I just stayed in my poop clothes for the rest of the journey, and I smelled really bad, but at least we had a quiet baby. So, yeah, we sat back down, ate some food a little bit.
That lady came and she cleaned everything, so gentle, so good. So yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And everything was clean.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I didn't want to eat and sit in that place, but what to do?
And the rest of the journey was smooth sailing.
Yeah.
It was really funny. On the second flight from Doha to Munich, Lyna was an angel baby, an actual angel baby. And the flight attendant came to us at the end of the flight and was like, "Does your baby ever cry?" And we were like,
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, so that's in my life, that's my second most embarrassing moment of my life.
Yeah.
Is it your first?
I have many, but yeah, that is one of the great big ones.
Oh, I'll never forget it. And there was a moment when, like, Lyna pooped and the mango juice splattered on us. And this is Gresham's first big international flight, you know, his big moment. He was so excited for it. He looks at me and he just goes, "This is horrible." And I just had to laugh.
Think about it. You have everything big family, big movement, a big international flight, big tour, and big poop.
Baby big poop. Big
So,
mango juice.
congrats, Gresham. So,
Yeah. So any parents out there who are about to travel on the holidays with your baby for the first time,
ready with diapers.
yeah, we don't want to tell you this story to scare you, but if anything embarrassing happens to you while you're traveling, just know that you are not alone. And if you guys have any embarrassing stories of your own that involve an airplane or a baby, please comment down below so we know that we aren't alone. Alright,
Yes.
we love you guys. We'll
Love
see you
you.
next
Bye-bye.
time on Embarrassing Story Time with Katie and Gresham.
Bye bye.